It's time for some straight talk. The big wireless companies charge a boatload for their superior network coverage. But guess what? Straight Talk uses the same cell towers but charges a lot less. Who knew? Well, now you do. And I do. So let's do something. It's time to switch to Straight Talk. Unlimited plans start as low as $35 a month on America's largest, most dependable networks. Straight Talk Wireless. Only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. A month equals 30 days. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at straighttalk.com.
When we started this thing 18 years ago, we made a conscious decision that it was going to be a family affair.
Right.
That our families were going to be a part of what we do. And in the earliest days of this show, I remember you telling stories about, I remember a time Mikey blocked Chris and she fell over and her sunglasses fell off and all the different things. And then when my kids were born and all of that, and we decided the show was going to be in large part about our families as much as anything else. And I can tell you that we were criticized for that a lot.
Yes, we were.
But that was one thing that we never changed our minds about, and it's the best decision that we ever made. This has been a family affair from day one, and all of you have been a part of it, and we thank you for being a part of this extended family that we've tried to create.
Yeah, we were going to include our families. That's just what we wanted to do, and plus they provide unlimited material for us as well, which certainly helps. And I think of all the people that we thank and reasons that we loved doing the show, I do think one of the things that I liked hearing the most along the lines of more of a family type of show where morning shows and some, radio can be a little blue and step the line at times is when we had moms say, I never had to turn your station off when I was driving my kids to school when you kind of knew it was coming. You're like, okay, I got to turn this off because they're going to go down a road I don't want my kids to hear. They always said we appreciated the fact that we could drive our kids to school and listen to your guys talk and your humor. And we're proud of that. And you're right. We took some knocks for that one, but, we didn't care. If we were going to do this, we were going to kind of do it our way.
We have been, for better or for worse, ourselves. This is what we are on the air and off for all of these years. And someone asked me the other day, what do you think you guys did? And, I said, our best.
Yeah.
We did our best, for better or for worse. Yeah. All right. With that said, let's turn to our worst. Here we go.
It's time for another edition of Love It.
Oh, no.
Come on. Seriously, it's the last hour.
You're right. Could I have screwed us up more than I did?
That's okay.
I was supposed to do the good morning. So you want to do the good morning song first, or you want to do Bubba
No,
first?
I want to do the good morning song.
Okay. So I had promised. Yeah. Guys, kill the music. Score this one E1.
E1.
I got this one wrong.
Yeah.
Before we bring Bubba in, but Bubba can sing if he wants. And just look at him, for crying out loud. We opened this show for the first several years of doing it with the Good Morning song. And it seemed only appropriate to open the last hour with that. Golic, this is where I first learned you could sing.
Hit it.
Here we go.
Good morning, the sunbeams will soon shine through. Good morning to you.
And you.
Good morning. Woo! Go on now.
Bonjour. Buenos dias. Buongiorno.
Well done. You rolled the R. You got the words right that time.
I finally got it right.
We nailed it 18 years later.
Last time.
Nice.
And when we went, we met Debbie Reynolds.
Yes, we did.
God rest her soul. She was so nice to us.
She was. She had no clue who we were. Absolutely no idea who we were or why we were interviewing her, but she was very nice.
She was so taken aback. She's like, who are these two guys? Who host a sports show?
Yeah.
Why are they interviewing me?
Exactly.
She was doing like a one-woman show at the Mohegan Sun.
She was, yeah.
And she was very funny. Okay, so that was good.
There we go.
My bad. I should have gotten that in. Okay.
Got it in.
We got Bubba here for Love It or Shove It, which is brought to you by Granger. And Bubba today is dressed as a judge. He's got the wig and everything. What is the
What's
theme
up, guys?
today? How are you, Bubba?
Doing all right. So you may have heard today's the last show. Easy. All right. Today's the last show. We figured we'd go over some of the arguments we've had over the past 18 years and love them or shove them.
Okay.
A final verdict. So this. Wow. So everything we've talked, this is the end. Final verdict.
The decisions that we make today are final.
Well, the decisions I make are final.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't really care what you.
So you're going to ask for a quick opinion from us, and then you are going to.
Right. I mean, we'll do love it or the same thing we've been doing for 2 years.
Okay.
With the program, and you love it or shove it, and we go from there. And
I hope everyone, if you're listening on the radio, you just got to see Bubba right now.
Yeah.
You look like the outfield for the judge over there for Aaron.
And he's a Met fan too, which is funny.
Oh.
All right.
That's
Go ahead.
right.
What's the first one?
All right. Batman is a superhero.
I shoved it.
Love it or shove it.
I shoved
love
that.
it.
Absolutely shoved that. He's a rich multimillionaire or billionaire who has a lot of great toys. The end of the day, he's got to go through security to fly in a plane because he can't fly. He can't do anything like that, okay? He is not a superhero. He just hangs out with superheroes because he's a wannabe.
He actually has his own plane, which is better than anybody else's plane. He has his own tools, his own belt. What makes him the best of the superheroes is that he doesn't have any of those he doesn't have any of those superhuman abilities, and yet he still manages to accomplish all that he does. In my view, Batman is not only a superhero, he is the best of the superheroes.
The only reason he is with the Super Friends is so somebody can get captured so the other real superheroes can save somebody.
And once again, I say this is my closing argument.
Okay.
He's on the Super Friends. He's not on Friends. He's not Ross. He's on the Super Friends with all the other superheroes because that's where he belongs. Batman is a superhero. Bubba.
Final verdict. No superpowers. Shove it.
There you go. Woo!
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
The 1988 film starring Bruce Willis, which was released in July, is a Christmas movie. Love it or shove it.
Absolutely shove that. It's not a Christmas movie. Just because there's some Christmas songs in it and some snow and it's around Christmas doesn't make it a Christmas movie. It has nothing to do with Christmas or the spirit of Christmas or anything like that. It's a bunch of killing, a bunch of bullets, and a bunch of broken glass. It has nothing to do with Christmas. And even though I owned a video store and we put Die Hard in the Christmas section during Christmas,
say that again. Would you, witness, please repeat that?
This was purely a business move. We put Die Hard in the Christmas section during Christmas because people would rent it and we would make money off their stupidity. Okay? Because it's not a Christmas movie.
You should have pled the fifth on that one. I think you just testified against yourself. Mm-hmm. You're making my point for me. Not only that, but the Run DMC classic Christmas in Hollis comes from that movie, or at least is
there's a Christmas song in it. It's a Christmas movie?
100%. The Christmas, the spirit of Christmas, first of all, the whole thing takes place around an office Christmas party, and the spirit of Christmas hovers over the entire proceedings and are significant. And once again, not only does every video store in America, if they still have those, place Die Hard in the Christmas section.
Because they want to make money.
The one that the Golic family owned in Orlando, Florida, placed that movie in the Christmas section. I rest my case.
Because they wanted to make money.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Set during Christmas, in the Christmas section. Love it.
Oh, I love it. Okay, very good. We're 1-1. Attaboy, Bubba. You're getting good now. Go.
During childbirth, a father should stay north of the equator. Love it or shove it.
One of the battles.
Anything more?
Oh, this is a complete shove. I don't know why you don't want to be down there. Check it all out, man. See what's happening. For my daughter Sydney, I actually almost birthed her. Well, no, I shouldn't say it that way.
Yeah, they want to reword that.
I may want to. I almost caught her. My wife birthed her. I almost caught her because. Can I start over?
Yeah, please do.
The doctor wasn't getting there in time, and the nurse, when Sydney was basically on her way out, the nurse went in the hallway one more time to see where the doctor was. So I'm down there with the catcher's mitt. Come on, Sid. Come on, Sydney. Right into Papa's hands. But, the nurse came back and ended up delivering Sydney. So you got to be south of the equator. You got to take in the whole experience. That's your child, for gosh sakes.
I wholeheartedly disagree. I've spent plenty of time with my children since that moment. I didn't need to be there for the instant that it happened. Stay north of the equator. You want to go up there in Montreal. You got to be up there in the Toronto neighborhood. Don't go down south of the equator. Stay out of Argentina. You don't want to go down there. You don't want this stuff going on down there. You don't want any part of. You don't want to know what happened. You don't want any. This is just not our place. Mop a brow, hold a hand, whisper an encouraging word.
Here's the other reason I say go south of the equator. If you're up there north, that means the wife can get a hold of you.
Yeah.
She can grab a part of the body, draw blood if there's pain and all that kind of thing. So, yeah, I
remember what she said to me that day, and it's not something I can repeat on the air.
Yeah.
But the first words in it were shut the something up.
You've heard that many times, though.
Yes, but that was the loudest she ever said it.
Yeah.
All right, Bubba, which way do you rule?
All right. Hey, if you want to go south, go south.
There you go. Attaboy, Bubba.
That's a mistake. Go.
Greeny has never colored his hair. Love it or shove it.
I got you right here.
Shove of all time.
It depends.
Of all time.
I've told you this story. When I was in high school, my friends and I got a product called Sun In.
Deflecting.
I don't know what this says about me, but we did.
You're deflecting.
We put it in our hair. My hair turned orange.
Deflecting.
My mother was so mad at me, she wouldn't let me go get it dyed back. So my entire senior year of high school, my hair was half orange.
Deflecting.
From that day till this, and certainly for the entire 18 years of Mike and Mike, on my children's lives, I have never once dyed my hair.
You should never do that to your children at all to say that. There is
no
way, because there are early looks at this show. You look like you're 10 years old face-wise, and your hair is the exact same color. So you can't tell me that you have not colored. A man who goes to a salon every other day, okay?
Every other week.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you don't color your hair. I don't believe you.
As God is my witness.
We're looking at Stacy right there. Stacy, thumbs up, thumbs down.
She does. I don't color my hair ever. Literally never.
She says no, but she has to. She's contractually obligated to love you.
This happens to be the truth. Bubba.
If Stacy says it, got to go with it. Love it. Never did it.
As God is my witness.
Hey, your hair looks great. Hair looks great.
Horrible.
A lot of gray coming in over here.
Oh, listen, I don't doubt that at all. I'm not coloring it to hide it like Greeny is.
Never once. Again, not since high school. And it was orange. Mike and Mike, love it or shove it with Bubba. Go.
When Golic intercepted Troy Aikman, he was just standing there.
I'm just standing on the line of scrimmage.
Love it or shove it.
Greatest moment in the history of anything.
Horrific. Just horrific. My job on that play, and here's the reason I'll win this argument. Buddy Ryan's a head coach. My job on that play, I was over the guard. It was Nate Newton. My job is to occupy Nate while our blitzer goes past him so Nate can't come off of my block and block the blitzer. It worked to perfection. As soon as the blitzer passes me, stop playing that, Brooksy. I'll break your fingers. Once the blitzer goes past me, I'm supposed to drop or hang there or drop into coverage. It worked to perfection. Pressure got on
the line of scrimmage.
Pressure got on Aikman. He dumped the ball off, and I intercepted it. We brought Rex Ryan, the son of Buddy Ryan, on this show, and he confirmed I did exactly the right thing.
I'm just standing on the line of scrimmage.
On that blitz to get that interception. You have no argument on this.
No, on this one, I'm actually going to agree. It is, however, so it is true. He's right. Rex Ryan confirmed it. However, the fact that John Madden called it that way is probably the funniest thing ever.
You know, it makes me saying it's a shame because he's a Hall of Famer that John Madden was overrated as an analyst.
The two things about your football career that make me laugh the most are that and the fact, and I found this picture yesterday, so I put it up, is when you said you never played against Brett Favre.
Yeah.
And then, like, 10 seconds later, a listener emailed us a photo of you playing against Brett Favre.
But at that time, again, he was Brett Favre. Nobody knew who he was. So I didn't know. He was number whatever he was, 4.
He was number 4.
Whatever he was.
One way or another. I'm actually going to agree with Golic on this one. Bubba, what say you?
Can I just hear the sound one more time? Sorry, the other one.
I'm just standing on the line of scrimmage.
I mean, first of all, if John Madden says it, you're also never going to outsmart Troy Aikman. You were just standing there.
No, that's just so wrong.
You know what? I kind of like the ruling. Even if I don't agree with it, I like it.
I hate Bubba. Go ahead.
Next.
Kissing your dog on the lips is socially acceptable. Love it or shove it.
It's absolutely a love it. I mean, why is it not? Dogs, there are dogs I'd rather have on this earth than some human beings. So I'm going to kiss the dog, and the dog can kiss me on the lip. And occasionally, I'll open my mouth. But that's just occasionally. Okay? But absolutely, a dog kissing you on the lips is acceptable and encouraged.
It's not even his own. It's one thing with your own dog. The story that I've told many times that I think begat this originally is one of the first times you ever came to my house. This is a million years ago, long before we had a dog. We went for a walk in the neighborhood. I don't even know why you and I went for a walk.
I know. How about it? We went for a walk in his neighborhood.
I don't remember why, but we encountered a little dog.
We did.
And from one of my neighbors, the neighbor's dog. Golic picks up the dog, and again, this is before I had a dog, so I didn't really know much about dog etiquette. And Golic is French kissing the dog. I mean, the dog, as I used to jokingly say, still asks about him all the time. Hey, where's your big friend? Because he's in there, and he's like French kissing this dog.
It's a very friendly dog.
But yes.
Here's the thing. And I'm glad you've done this.
I have.
You've come into the dog world.
I
you
have.
Understand the love. There is no greater pet than a dog. I love dogs.
I do too.
I know you love dogs now. Are you telling me Phoebe has never kissed you on the lips?
Every now and again, she'll sneak one in. Like, I like to put my face right up to hers.
Yeah.
And then every now and again, she'll kind of lick me on the lips.
And you pull back.
I don't love it.
How do you think she feels when you pull back? Huh? How do you take her feelings into consideration?
She never said anything about it.
Well, I think it shows in her actions.
As far as I can tell, she seems comfortable with it.
Okay.
All right, Bubba, how do you roll?
I mean, there's really no debate here. Of course you kiss your dog in the lips.
Absolutely right. I knew you were
Even I'm not going to argue that.
Absolutely right.
All right, last one.
Last one. Waffles are better than pancakes.
That's ludicrous.
Love it or shove it.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Waffles are a distant third on the breakfast carbohydrate
Where do you put
menu.
French toast?
French toast is in my opinion, French toast and pancakes are 1 and 1A. I can go either way. Waffles are decidedly third, and here's why. Because the moment they start getting cold, and they do fast, they start getting to this crunchy place that is no longer delightful.
Why eat them when they're cold?
Well, because unless you're
a
going to
waffle
sit
is
there,
made for you. It's set down in front of you. You eat it.
But you have to.
What are
eat
you
it
doing?
Super fast.
No,
I mean,
don't.
yes, you do.
Well, what does it come with a fan? I mean, seriously?
Like eating a piece of cardboard almost immediately. I've never been a fan of the waffle. I'm not into the waffle. I'm going waffle. It's not even. Forget about pancakes. I would go oatmeal over waffles. On the breakfast menu, waffles are like 9th for me.
Okay, you're a loser. Waffles, I love this, and I'm going to tell you why. Because most of the time, people like to put something on their carb, on their waffle, their French toast, whatever. Butter, whipped cream, whatever it is.
Well, syrup.
Okay, exactly. When you pour anything on a waffle, immediately runs off. It immediately runs off. The Belgian waffle has got all the craters in it. When you put something on there, it stays. You get it with every single, my mouth is watering, every bite. That's why the waffle is numero uno on the list. What say you,
Bubba?
Judge?
Final ruling. Clearly, pancakes are better than waffles, but more importantly, French toast is number one.
Okay,
I do like
French toast.
I do
is
like
number
French
one.
toast. I would like that.
That is
Yeah.
Bubba.
Final ruling. Put it in the books.
Good job, Bubba.
Thanks, Howie.
Love it or shove it. Brought to you by Granger. No matter the job, Granger has got your back. Granger for the ones who get it done. Bubba, you have done a great job.
Yes, you
with
have.
this. You have been a member of our staff for years and years. Well beyond the stuff that you see here on the air with him doing this, you have done a great job. You have been a great friend, and thank you for everything.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys as well. You know, I started with you guys in the summer of 2010, so it's been over 7 years. More than half my time here at ESPN has been with you guys, and I know I'll always be known as Bubba from Mike and Mike, and associate with the show, and and that's awesome. So, whether it was the Mets run in 2015, where exactly every morning we'd check in, before the game, after the game, win or lose, just having a great time, or probably my favorite moment on the air when you guys allowed me to talk to Mike Piazza. That's something I'll never forget. And then of course, the bet that I had with you.
Yeah. That's right. We sent
my
you to
dad
the
and I.
game.
You sent me to Dallas, so my dad and I got to go to Dallas, flown down to Dallas for a Dallas Cowboys home playoff game.
That was probably the bet that I'm happy I lost the most.
That was all. Yeah, I mean,
to be able to send you and your father to.
We had a great time. They came back. They beat the Lions at home to see a home playoff game in Dallas. Obviously something I'll never forget. So even when I wasn't on the show, last couple of years I'm not on the show day to day, but you guys invited me back for Love It or Shove It each week. So I appreciate you guys, and thanks for everything you've done. Best of luck to you guys.
Thanks, Bubba.
Thank you, Bubs. You're the best.
Absolutely.
Another member of our staff who just got here, and he is here with his kids. This is another thing, is that as the show has gone on, I mean, Liam started on our show when he was a kid. Liam, how old were you when you started with us?
10.
I mean, he was 23. He was right out of college. He is now married with a beautiful wife. He got 2 beautiful kids.
Yeah.
And he's here. And many of you not only remember Liam, who worked on our show probably as long as anybody. I don't have the list in front of me, but of all the people who worked on the show, he probably did as long as anyone. Many of you will remember Liam's mom.
Liam's mom, oh, yeah.
And she had great fun with us over the years, and I'm told she has recorded a greeting for us on our final day. So let's hear this. This is one last time for, where is it? Here it is, for Liam's mom.
Hi, Mike and Mike. It's Liam's mum. Just wanted to wish you all the best. I haven't been myself for a while, but I'm back now, and I'm better than ever. And if ever you need me on the shows, just call me, and I'll be there. Take care.
Love her. She was great. She would come on and do picks knowing zero about sports and just make picks in the funniest way. She was fantastic.
Liam, she's drunk, she's English, and she's funny. And those are the 3 things that we liked about her.
Yeah.
She loved doing it. It was a part of our family. I mean, that's why they're here today. Because, when I first started, didn't have the kids. And now she's 6, she's 4. I mean, they used to grow up with my mom watching you guys.
Right.
That's how my mom started doing it. So it was pleasure to do it. Love being here. Thanks for having me. Best of luck with both of you, what you're doing going forward.
And I think the best thing you took forward from that was we said drunk is that you were hammered when you worked on our show. So, I mean, we appreciate that. Yeah.
Drunk right now, mate. Don't worry about it. Like mother, like son, and father, and brother.
We love you, Liam. You're the best.
Thanks,
the best. And,
cheers,
and
guys.
We've
love
had,
you both.
We've had so many great members of the staff over the years. I mean, people who've worked so hard on this show for so long. And I think I know both of us take a lot of pride in the fact that so many people worked with us for such a long time.
They did.
And I genuinely believe they had a good time working
I think
here.
so as well, and I like the fact that they, while we kept doing the show, they moved on to bigger things.
Yeah.
They did. They elevated. I say that as Bubba's still sitting next to me in a robe and a wig. So I don't know if Bubba really moved up, but
it doesn't always work for everyone, but generally speaking, it has worked out very well. And so, anyway, to everyone who's worked on the show, I was thinking yesterday, should we put together a list? And I realized we'll leave people out.
Oh, we will.
So many people have worked here so hard, but thank you to all of you who have worked with us and made us look and sound like we have some idea what we are talking about. We have much more to do here on this day.
Hey everyone, Mike Golic here. Support for Mike and Mike podcast comes from our friends at Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Chances are you're confident when it comes to your work, your hobbies, your life. Rocket Mortgage gives you that same level of confidence when it comes to buying a home or refinancing your existing home loan. With Rocket Mortgage, you can apply simply and understand fully so you can mortgage confidently. To get started, go to rocketmortgage.com/Mikes. Equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLS consumeraccess.org number 3030.
I just saved hundreds of dollars by switching to Geico. I'm so happy, I feel like I can fly.
Disclaimer, you will not be able to fly by switching to Geico. This is against the laws of physics and nature. If you find yourself flying, please seek professional and or medical help immediately. In the unlikely event you find yourself flying, you might be a superhero, or a pigeon, or a superhero named Pidgewoman, who was bitten by a radioactive pigeon. If you are indeed Pidgewoman, Geico retains all licensing publishing rights in the event Pidgewoman the movie becomes a top-grossing Hollywood blockbuster.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Hashtag MM Say Thanks has been the number one trending topic in the U.S. literally the entire morning, and that's very nice. And among the messages we got, David Robinson just tweeted at us.
Yeah, that's very nice.
And he tweeted, "Thanks, Mike and Mike, for years of laughs and insight. Always enjoy joining you on the show. You've had a Spurs-like run."
Oh, I like that. That's a pretty good
nice
run, too, to have that. Very nice. Andy Reid just texted as well. He's been a frequent guest on this show, good friend of the program as well, so we do appreciate all that.
We'll never be able to respond to everyone, but we will do our best. And please know that I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. And with that thought in mind, it is our pleasure to welcome to our set here the president of ESPN, John Skipper, who I believe the last time you were on our set, you announced that we were going into the National Association of Broadcasters Hall of Fame. So that was good news. Hopefully there's more today.
I have just as much today, although maybe not as prestigious. It's a great pleasure to be here on this special day. Before I do talk about a special presentation we have in honor of the two of you, I want to remember some of the facts and stats and fun of the show. I get this courtesy of the inimitable Himbo.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But the show debuted January the 2nd, 2000. In the close to 17 years that you've been doing the show, you have hosted more than 4,000 shows, created more than 14,000 hours of live content. Would take almost 2 years to watch that. Had more than 10,000 guests. I think I am officially the 10,001st guest. And it was for that body of work that you were inducted into the Hall of Fame in the company of people like Walter Cronkite and David Brinkley and Paul Harvey. So pretty good company, and I think certainly deserved. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Of course, you were peripatetic in the performance of your duties here. You did this show for
I don't know what that means, what word you use. I have no idea what that means.
It means that you traveled the world to do this show.
Okay.
You did this at more than 175 locations. Frequently, those were at sporting events where you were also participants. You have been ubiquitous in the world of sports. You coached the MLB Celebrity All-Star teams.
Right.
You coached the NBA Celebrity All-Star teams. It is alleged that you played. But in preparation for this show, we could find no footage of said performances.
Horrible play, that's
You called the Home Run Derby. You were in the pace car of the Indianapolis 500. You've thrown out the ball at many Major League Baseball stadiums, including Wrigley. However, most, of course, of the wonderful events that happened right here. but it was always unpredictable what was going to happen. We had 11 tournament challenges, 7 of which you won, Mike.
Yes, I did.
I'm told.
Yes, I did.
He won the last 4. He four-peated.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I'm told that at the end of 3 of those performances, somebody was waxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually Golic who got waxed.
I got waxed. My arm, my forearms, and my legs got waxed.
I remember.
It was not a great experience.
Very painful.
It was.
At the end of 2 of those performances, cows were milked.
Yeah, that was me.
And one of those times, Greeny was pooped on. I don't know if that's in your notes or not, but and that was probably the greatest thing that happened of all time.
Yeah, the statistic is 50% of the cows I milked defecated on me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not sure who was in more pain, the cow
or
Mike Golic.
It's a good question.
I can't tell you how brutal that was.
There also were some Halloween stunts.
Yes, there was.
I believe you were Fred and Barney.
We were.
And I believe you were Mike Belichick and Brady.
Yes, we were.
That was a good
Batman and Robin.
Mm-hmm. Batman and Robin.
Ketchup and mustard.
That's right.
That
we
was
were
the
Ketchup
first
and
one.
mustard.
Those were incredibly bad costumes.
I think maybe my favorite event, and I was here for the wedding of Jason or Justin?
Jason and Catherine West.
And Catherine, who I understand have 2 children.
Yep.
Happily married.
Doing very
and
well.
I was here for when they were actually married during the Mike and Mike's Marriage Madness.
We heard from them, by the way, last year on their 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
They're doing great.
Still one of the more amazing things that we married somebody on our show.
Yeah.
Legally.
Mm-hmm. It was great.
It was a wonderful event.
Yeah.
Was perhaps more appropriate than we knew at the time because, as you guys have talked about this week, family has always been a part of this show. You brought your wives into it, Stacy and Chris, your kids, and that's always been sort of part of the fun, and it's made it feel like a family show. I think your fans think of this as almost being like family. And so it's within that spirit that to honor the 2 of you and what you have done, your friends at the Walt Disney Company and ESPN are going to build a Mike and Mike playground in your honor.
Oh, wow. That's very cool.
The 2 of you are going to get to decide where we're going to put this playground. We've done this before with a wonderful company called Kaboom, a nonprofit organization which creates environments where kids can play.
Right.
And everybody knows how important that is.
Yeah.
The world of sports fans has come from 6 to 10 every morning for 17 years to play with Mike and Mike, so there can be very few better tributes to the 2 of you and what you stand for than that you and your colleagues will build together a playground for the benefit of other kids.
Oh, that's very impressive. We really do appreciate that. I mean, that, in 17 years when you've listed off so many things we've done, when you think you've done all you can do or there's nothing else that can kind of surprise you or that can be done, that's very cool to build something like that so many kids can enjoy that and play on it. That'll be, as long as in there's like a picture of Greeny's face that kids can like stomp on and stuff like that, right?
That is incredibly nice.
That is very cool.
I didn't know what you were going to say, and I can't think of anything that would have been better than that. You're right, because it's so in keeping of what we try to do here.
Yeah. There is a great song from way back by Dan Hicks and the Hot Licks called "How Can We Miss You If You Don't Go Away." The good news is we do not have to miss you.
Right.
I'm thrilled that, Mike, you'll be starting a new show on the 27th of this month with Trey Wingo and Mike Golic Jr.
Right.
Talk about family. You've actually managed to get
one
of your
playground.
progeny here onto the show. Mm-hmm. We'll continue to be distinguished by the work you do for us. Fans will continue to enjoy what you do, and we're thrilled about that.
Appreciate that.
On April 2nd, Mike Greenberg will start a new show for us in New York City. He'll have Jalen Rose and Michelle Beadle as his new partners. It'll be called Get Up. Mike, we're thrilled about that. You've, again, just like Mike here, and I've never been able to figure out which Mike is Mike.
I'm Mike.
You're Mike, and you're Mike.
Yeah.
You'll continue to distinguish our company, entertain fans by what you do. You're sort of the work ethic, the intellect, the thoughtfulness with which you guys do this, the humanity has really been important to us, and the fact that you continue doing that for us is wonderful. But let me thank you officially on this set for what you've done here. We really appreciate what you've done for us.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. That's
certainly,
very nice.
I've enjoyed the almost 18 years. It's been a treat to do, and probably the best thing about it is our families are here to enjoy it, which coincides, I think, perfectly with the playground being built. So that's that's a really cool thing.
That's a wonderful tribute. Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody for at the company for all the support they gave to us over the years. The opportunities that we got and the opportunity to sit here every single day and to do it the way we wanted to do it, too. Not everyone gets to do it pretty much exactly the way they want to, and I think we, for the most part, really did, and that's a testament to everybody who just sort of said, okay, these guys got it. They know what to do. We'll leave them be, and they let us do our thing our way.
I think that's one of the cool things is a lot of people sometimes think, they're told what to say and told what to do, and we're not. You know, what you hear is what Greeny and I want to say, and you guys have been great in letting us do that over the years, and what you see is what you get.
Blue Moon is brewed with Valencia orange peel and a touch of coriander. It's a creative twist on a Belgian-style wheat ale for a taste that shines brighter. Taste responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, and we are back here on Mike and Mike, and we welcome the audience joining us now on ESPN as we prepare to say goodbye for the final time. After 18 years of sitting here on this show, first on ESPN Radio, which was where we were to be found for the first 4 years of our existence, and then they put us on ESPN News, and they moved us to ESPN2, and a lot of things have happened since then. We were on before there was Pardon the Interruption, before there was Around the Horn, before there was First Take, which was previously Cold Pizza, and we were on before that. And through all of it, we have sat here, we've done our best to try and make people a little bit less miserable in their mornings, and if we have succeeded in that, then we accomplished everything we needed to do.
We figured if we laughed, hopefully you laughed along with us, and while trying to give you sports information and news and maybe a little info that could help you at the water cooler, that we'd make you chuckle on your way to work as well. A couple of interesting things. Hembo put together a great list. The show debuted January 2nd of 2000. So we were looking at that time, what was going on in the country. And let me tell you, I'm really happy about this, about the number one song at that time. This is Santana, the song Smooth. It's a great tune.
I mean, it could have been any song, and it turned out to be one we both like a lot.
That's exactly right. A great song. The number one film at the box office then was Stuart Little. You know, the little mouse. I never saw that one.
I don't think I actually saw that one either because I didn't have kids yet at that time.
The average movie ticket cost $5.39. Oh, my Lord. Is that unbelievable? Mark Zuckerberg was 15 years old. 15 years old. A little bit of Facebook later, and he's now the 5th richest person in the world.
Yeah. Those are some of the ones that are the most remarkable. Marvin Bagley III, who was the top freshman in the country, had yet to celebrate his first birthday. Carlos Beltran was the reigning Rookie of the Year. He just retired. Urban Meyer was the wide receivers coach at Notre Dame.
Wide receivers coach at Notre Dame. He had yet to become a head coach.
And you look at some of the great athletes, the great players over the time that we've been on the air and what they've accomplished in our time, and maybe no one more so, no group more so, than Roger Federer and the Williams sisters. The day that we debuted, they had combined, Federer, Venus, Serena, had combined to win one Grand Slam. They've won 48 since. Tiger Woods had won 2 majors at that time, and Phil Mickelson had yet to win any. They've combined for 17 since. We've had the chance to chronicle the entire career of Tom Brady, who I believe will retire as the greatest quarterback of all time. The entire career of LeBron James, who will retire as one of the greatest basketball players of all time.
I think that's one of the things that we were fortunate in this show. Listen, for anything to last just about 18 years, my wife and I were trying to think other things in the entertainment world that have duos, at least, that have lasted for 18 years, and I think it's a pretty short list, but how fortunate we were to have things to talk about because of the athletes that you've mentioned. I mean, the careers we got to cover. I mean, they fortunately for us made it a lot easier to talk about their greatness because it wasn't just the greatness in the era they were in, but they let us help us talk about lists of all time lists, you know, when they were done playing. So we were very fortunate to be in this 18-year window of the type of athlete that was playing at this time.
And we had the support of an incredible group of colleagues here at ESPN. Yeah. I mean, the very best in the entire industry, starting with those that you all would recognize, the names and the faces that you've seen. Everybody comes on our show, and I'm not going to list any names here because I would leave out far too many people. But the help that we got from people who would come on with us and do segments and do spots and do jokes and go along with some of our silliness was great. And then all the people who worked behind the scenes with us. And I'm also not going to start naming names because we will leave too many people out. But we got all the credit. Mike and Mike was always about Greeny and Golic, but it really was a team effort that was pulled off by a huge, hardworking, extremely talented group of people to whom we will be forever grateful.
Yeah, and it changed over time. That was the interesting thing. There have been some constants throughout, but it changed over time, and anybody who became part of our show became part of our family. You know, we just welcomed them in and made them understood right away. You do something stupid, it's going to be on air.
Right.
You're going to be on air, so you better be ready. Everything was ammunition for us to use on air, and we did, and everybody worked very hard on the show. And you're right. It's always the behind-the-scenes people that don't get enough thanks, and that's why we would like to thank them, because they certainly make me sound a hell of a lot smarter than I really am, no doubt about it. But just when you walk in, the amount of support that you get here to help put on the show is second to none.
And then, of course, most importantly, and the hashtag MMSayThanks has been the number one trending topic in the U.S. all morning long, that hashtag is meant to be a message from us to you. And it is delightful that all these people are tweeting their thanks to us. But the reality is this was our job. You made the choice to spend these mornings with us. You made the choice starting in our earliest days. And as I said earlier today, when we started, there wasn't a smaller gig in the business. I mean, literally in almost any business. And it was through word of mouth. It was the ultimate grassroots effort that people started waking up and listening to us and said, hey, these two guys on the radio, they're not bad. They seem to talk about football in a pretty entertaining way. And they told their friends. And they told two friends, and they told two friends, and so on and so on. And that genuinely is how this turned from whatever it was into whatever it is now. And all the visits to the White House and all the Letterman appearances and all that kind of stuff doesn't happen without all of you who are with us from the beginning, and those of you who have made the choice to start your mornings with us all these years.
Yeah, again, there's no 18 years without that. That's how this business works. You have to have viewers for the show to keep going. And we had enough to where they just kept the show going year after year after year to make us continue to show up here every single day. But you guys gave us a reason to, because you enjoyed us. And I'm happy we got to do it our way. That's one thing I know we talked about earlier, but Greeny and I had mentioned, but we had decided, verbally telling each other, but just kind of the way we were, that we wanted to be ourselves in this, and we were going to bring people along for the ride, kind of the way we wanted to. And we were going to do, it's kind of like my dad said, when I was very young, just, and it's a joke with my kids now, just be yourself. Just be yourself. People are going to like you. Some people aren't going to like you, and you just do the best you can. And our best, luckily, ran for 18 years.
Yep, it was as good as we could do, and obviously and thankfully it was good enough that we had this magnificent opportunity. But there isn't any other way to finish this besides by pointing out what we said at the beginning. And that is that from the day we started, this show is about being a family.
Right.
About us being a family together, about our families being a part of it, and about all of you being a part of that extended family. So with that thought in mind, can we have our families coming up here?
Come on up.
And this is the part that will be a little difficult to get through, but we're going to make it. But all the Greenies and all the Golics,
we're going to make it.
Come on up here.
To think this all started with you saying we look like the number 10.
That was the first words I ever spoke to you on the air.
Basically, the first words you ever uttered out of your mouth, saying that we were basically looked like the number 10 together, to where when we started this show, your wife is obviously standing by you, but then your kids as well, of which you had none when the show started. And now there were 3, obviously, and a friend as well, but 3 kids, and mine who were little kids and grown up now to be beautiful young adults, and a great addition in Jenny to our family as well, Jake's wife. So it's been a heck of a ride.
It has. It's been remarkable. It doesn't end for either of us.
No.
But the most important words that I can think of today are thank you. Thank you to all of you for choosing this all these years.
Yeah, appreciate it very much. And as Greeny said, we'll be around. I got a week. I'll be back. He'll be back in a few months. So you'll still get to see us, but this is the last time we can sign off together.
Final words from our families to yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's Mike and Mike signing off.
Hey girl, have you done something new with your scales? Using new moisturizer? Nice. It really brings out the hazel in your eyes. Oh, hold on. Are you using whitening strips too? Your fangs look good, girl. Really good.
A really charming snake charmer? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much you could save by switching to Geico.
Wait, what? Have you been doing Pilates too?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.